So a warm welcome to Sarat Chandra IAS Academy, where your dreams are our mission. This is Yatharth here, and today we'll be discussing another question. So this relates to the Finance Commission. Let's see the question first. We'll deal with it. There are some static topics that you must read about every year, like budget, economic survey, Finance Commission. So these are the things that you must read about. They are dynamic and static both. Alright, so question came from here only. Let's see. So consider the following. Demographic performance. We'll try to see the questions options as well before we completely, let's say that we don't know about the question because we haven't read this topic. We'll assume that we haven't read this topic. Alright. Okay, so consider the following. Demographic performance. What is demography? Which relates to population. Okay. Second, forest and ecology. So this relates to the environment. Third thing is governance reforms. This simply relates to the governance. Fourth is stable government. So this again relates to governance or the mode of governance. Is it stable or not? Tax and fiscal efforts. Alright, so it's related to tax. So for the horizontal tax devolution, that means horizontal tax devolution. The 15th Finance Commission used how many of the above as criteria other than the population area and income distance? So only 2, only 3, only 4, all 5. Alright, so let's see the question. Let's see the answer to this question. So what is tax devolution? That GST is a SGST, CGST, center to the states. So there are two types of tax devolution, vertical and horizontal. You can read this in a text topic or I'll teach you in another lecture. Right now we'll just focus on the question related to the Finance Commission. So the 15th Finance Commission, XP5 Finance Commission, is an Indian Finance Commission constituted in November 2017. Please remember these dates also. One thing you please remember, that any exam, whether it's a UPSC, APPSC, CGL, any exam, it's meant to eliminate you. All of the people sitting for UPSC, they are sitting with at least 1 year of preparation. And they all have high IQ. At least no stupid people are sitting for UPSC. A stupid person does not think that he can sit in the exam of UPSC or prepare for 1 year. Alright, I'm talking about those who are seriously sitting, let's say, not just for fun. So all of these are hardworking candidates. And they have enough brain to figure out things from options, if all of the options become figuring out type. So how will exam eliminate you? It will just evolve the game. And what's the game here? To give you a question based on facts that some people know and some don't. So how to become the one who knows? The only way is to read about this. Okay, essentially everything is fact only. What you even think as concept is a fact. The very definition of the concept is that a fact that cannot be proven further. Alright, let's say 1 plus 1 is 2. This is a concept of mathematics, but this is essentially a fact because nobody can prove that 1 plus 1 is 2. There is no way to prove. This is just a truth. Alright, so there is something, let's say, called RBI. It was constituted in 1930s. This is a fact. Alright, it deals with the money supply. This is a fact. Okay, so essentially you are learning facts only when you are learning about something. So let's talk about the 15th Finance Commission. Let's see the facts about it. So it was constituted in November 2017. Its primary purpose is to provide recommendation for the devolution of taxes and other fiscal matters for 5 fiscal years starting from April 2020. So 2020 to 2025. Alright. The finance commissions are commissions periodically constituted by the President of India. So this thing also must remember that the finance commission is constituted by President of India. Under the article, which article? Article 280. Right now, which finance commission is constituted? 15th. When was this constituted? November 2017. Start working from 2020. Alright, so all these things you must remember. The main purpose is to define the financial relation between the central government of India and the individual state governments. The first commission was established in 1951. The first financial commission was established in 1951. The Finance Commission Miscellaneous Provision Act 1951 under this act. So it's a statutory body. Since then, 15 finance commission have been constituted. Okay, it's mentioned in the constitution, but an act was there under which it has been formed. Each finance commission operates under specific terms of reference. It defines its qualification, appointments, disqualification, term eligibility, and powers. So you can read more about them. According to the constitution, the commission is appointed every 5 years and consists of a chairman and 4 other members. So how many total members are there? 5 members. One is chairman and there are 4 other members. The most recent finance commission was constituted in 2017 and is chaired by N.K. Singh, a former member of the planning commission. Okay, so please remember his name also, N.K. Singh. It can come in other exams. Although names are not usually asked in UPSC, but I assume that all the students don't only just wait for UPSC, they apply for other exams as well. And in the other exams, these things can come. Okay. As a federal nation, India faces both vertical and horizontal fiscal imbalances. The commissions plays a crucial role in bridging these gaps by ensuring a fair distribution of resources between the central and state governments. Various provisions in the Constitution of India address this issue, including Article 268, which allows the levy of duties by the center and empowers the state to collect and retain them. The Finance Commission serves as an institutional framework to facilitate the transfer of resources between the union and states, helping to balance fiscal disparities. Alright, let's see what are the functions of Finance Commission. So distribution of net proceeds of taxes between center and states based on their respective contribution to the taxes. Determining factors governing grants in aid to the states and the magnitude of the same. Another thing is making recommendations to the President regarding measures to augment the fund of a state, to supplement the resources of panchayats and municipalities in the state based on the recommendations made by Finance Commission of the state. Alright, so states also have individual finance commissions. So let's see the factors considered by the Finance Commission in considering the devolution. So population, yes. Area, forest cover, forest and ecology, income distance, tax and fiscal effort, and demographic performance. Now let's go back to the question and apply some common sense. So this was our question. So why should we think that governance reforms and stable governance are a part of this? It goes against sense. Taxes paid by people. And basically getting back to the states. So it does not matter whether the government was stable or unstable. Okay, it is dealing with the finance, not the governance. So these things are dealing with the finance, forest and ecology, demographic performance, tax and fiscal efforts, but this not. Alright, so only 3 are correct. So statement 1 is correct. Demographic performance refers to the assessment of population related factors such as population growth rate, demographic composition, demographic change over time. The Commission used 2011 population data for its recommendation. States with a lower fertility ratio will be scored higher on this criteria. The 15th Finance Commission suggested 12.5% weightage to the demographic performance. Alright. Statement 2 is correct. Forest and ecology refer to the assessment of environment factors including the preservation and conservation of forest, biodiversity and ecological balance. The criteria has been determined by calculating the proportion of dense forest within each state. Please, yeah, in the middle of everything, dense forest cover. Please remember the definitions of these, okay? To the total dense forest across all states, 15th Finance Commission suggested 10% weightage to the forest and ecology. Statement 3 is incorrect. Governance reforms encompasses various measures aimed at improving the efficiency, transparency, effectiveness of government. This criteria was not considered by the 15th Finance Commission as a criteria for the horizontal tax devolution. Fourth is incorrect. State government refers to the political stability, continuity of governance. So stability in governments can be a desirable factor, not explicitly mentioned as a criteria for horizontal tax devolution by the 15th Finance Commission. Fifth is correct. Tax and fiscal efforts involve the assessment of state effort in tax collection, fiscal management. So this, yes, relates to the tax. This criterion has been employed to incentivize state with better efficiency in tax collection. It is determined by the ratio of average per capita owned tax revenue to the average per capita state GDP over 3-year period from 1617 to 1890. The 15th Finance Commission suggested 2.5% weightage to tax and fiscal efforts. So low weightage, but still an important factor. So please remember about all these. Okay. So this finishes this series of lectures. Various questions we dealt with. Whether it was the concept of the small farmer, large field, whether it was the concept of sterilization, whether it was the MSP or Niger seed, whether it was the Finance Commission, or even other questions. What's more important here is to read economy in a dynamic sense now. Okay, give or dedicate less time to the basics, such as GNP, GDP, etc., etc. So read about them, but don't so much. Give, let's say, only 30% time to these, even 25% time to these. 75% time you must be reading about the dynamic assets. The dynamic assets of the syllabus. Alright. So that was today's lecture. I hope you liked all the questions. I hope you liked my explanation. You can tell me in the comment section what you liked or disliked. Provide any positive criticism. Alright, so see you in the next video. Thank you very much for this lecture. Be happy, keep studying, and have a very good day.